My journey, I want to talk a little bit about my journey over the years. And it was interesting what I always had the picture of years ago. There's a few things Spirit was showing me was that my job was to break down the house that we've been built with. The house that we've been built with is built with genetic issues from the ancestors, our own trauma, our ancestral trauma and past lives too. So this is affecting the way we live our lives and how we can get into the body. Spirit is whole already and wants to come into this vessel, but this vessel is full of genetic imprints, trauma, and ancestral information and belief systems which get in the way of ourselves, of being ourselves, getting into ourselves. Now, what's happening in the world at the moment, there's almost like splits happening in the world. So as you may feel like, whoa, the world is changing a lot, we're losing control, we are being controlled, we're being manipulated, with the new laws that have come in that they're going to block freedom of speech. This is very significant timeline to take at the moment. So if that's coming up so strong at the moment, it means we have more strength than that because we're always ahead of it. The light is always stronger, more powerful than the shadow. So this is the way I've perceived the journey I've been on. And really, Spirit was making me look at the webinars I've been doing over the years, that they were a journey for me personally, but also for the group. And it was part of a timeline of like a train that was going a little bit of ahead of the collective topics. So what I was doing, the webinars are doing, it's like the jigsaw puzzle, which gives you the antidote for clearing the topics, which the solar flares, which are coming up in our systems daily. So each of the webinars are building blocks, but also breaking down the structures which is keeping you from yourself. And this has come in very, very strong to share this with you. And what I feel at the moment is, as you can see, there's so much shadow and manipulation and AI and taking away freedom of speech, almost so that we don't even know what is our own mind. And this is very, very important timeline to be aware, to take responsibility. This is not the time to sit on the fence. This is a time, a crucial time in our timeline on this planet to evolve. We have free will at the moment, so now is the time to really not be seduced by the media, by what you've been bombarded with and programmed to think, programmed to feel, programmed to want. So everything is about disconnecting you from yourself, programs to disconnect the feminine and the masculine to bring into one sex. So this is demasculizing the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And what they think is feminism is damaging the family system. It's doing the opposite of what the genuine people, feminists, want. It's taking away from the family system, so the children are not going to be educated or be nourished by the parent. They're going to be nourished and programmed in the school. So this is a time for mass programming. And now's the time to break free from it. And what I realize is that it's the time that we have the tools to break free. And really, what I'm feeling at the moment from the work is incredible. The gifts we've received from the ancestors, the core gift which came in a few weeks ago when we were working with unity of the ancestors. And that was the ritual of taking back your placenta and umbilical cord and connecting for the first time as a spirit in this physical body with Mother Earth and allowing Mother Earth to support and become one with you. In that, we are becoming one with the universe. And then with the umbilical cord and the placenta, we then registered into the genetic family tree of life, because most of us before that were, including myself, were out of the family system and we're connecting to the family on the wombs, which means the astral field, but not the higher self. So we felt an alien in the family, or an alien connected to this earth. We're not on this planet. So the key was really what Washington brought in a few weeks ago, was about the way in Africa and many ancient cultures that they would do a ritual of connecting the placenta and the umbilical cord to Mother Earth and to the ancestors. And this was a huge transformation in my system, and I know in the people who were part of the webinar, and it spreads. So you've got roots now, and those roots are like the forest, and they're communicating, and it's a network, and it keeps working, working, working. That was unity with the ancestors. And that gift came in because of the separation that's happening on this planet at the moment. Then what came in was protection. And this is working with all, building up your system, and the spark of creation, which was working with the divine feminine, divine masculine, which was on the planet and lived on this planet already. Just we forgot it. So I was working with the distant, distant ancestors and holding space for you to bring in the divine feminine, the divine masculine, in balance, in harmony, not in competition, and clearing that shadow wound of the wounded feminine, the wounded masculine, so it can really be our true creators and be balanced in harmony in our own system, divine feminine, divine masculine. We need the polarity, we need both feminine and masculine balanced and supporting each other. What's happening in the world at the moment is they're being divided and diluted, and this is against creation. So you have to be aware as the system, what is against creation? Where's the wolves in sheep's clothing at the moment? Because this is the time that you have to work in your own system and find out what is happening in your system and with your free will at the moment. So with the unity of the ancestors, we believed we were our own and on our own, and we were not supported by the ancestors. The family structure was being broken down over the years, and now it's about uniting the family structure back into unity again. And we did this with unity of the ancestors by connecting to the umbilical cord and the placenta. And now we're fully immersed with our ancestors behind us, supporting us, and seeing us like their spokesperson, their leaders. So we're elevating in consciousness, and we're also sharing our knowledge with the ancestors. So there's a ritual of exchanging information in unity consciousness with unity with the ancestors. In that webinar is a ritual of sitting down with each ancestor and asking them to share the wisdom, because we need this wisdom to know how to deal with life. So this is what that webinar was about, unity with the ancestors. This was a huge one for me personally. Also working with mom and dad's wounds before that was another huge one, which brought up all the imprints, because it's about bringing up what's in our system. We are here as spirits to evolve and not be asleep. It's free will, you can sleep. So to look at the mom and dad wounds, that was really activating and stirring up what was in the system. And then we went further into unity with the ancestors. And this was really working in a very, very deep, profound way through the genetics and really in the system. And the work we did, if anyone missed it, with the ancestral, the genetic system, the family genetic system work is very crucial as well, because that keeps you in your place, or also to make sure you're in your genetic place. For example, if there was a twin there, that's why the twin work was so important for anyone who's missing a twin, to make sure you're in your genetic place. So that was the ancestral work. Then we went into, I spoke about the spark of creation, which was the divine feminine, divine masculine. And now what it's about is the cosmic womb. So the cosmic womb, because we're in the feminine masculine and we're honoring that we are the chalice of creation, have the womb of creation, the feminine and the masculine are needed for that. So it's about connecting to your own womb, male, female, and also connecting to Mother Earth's womb. And this comes in very strong. When you connect to your own womb, you connect to Mother Earth's womb, and then you connect to the cosmic womb. The cosmic womb is the creation. It has all the knowledge, all the information, all the support within it. And it's within you when you're in your own womb. So the connection of your own womb and then bringing down the violet flame, the spark of creation, through your channel, through your pineal gland, through your heart, down into your womb on a daily basis, activates life into the womb. Life into the womb. So in the ancient days, they were honoring that their womb was alive. It was sacred, the goddesses. And this was the ancient knowledge which was passed on and then cut off in the system, with different religions blocking the system. So it's going back, it's about remembering. Everything at the moment is about remembering who you are. Going back to basics. Who are you? Who are you? Remember the power of your womb. Remember the spark of creation and the cosmic womb is within you. And this way you activate your womb. So this cosmic womb is about a clearing of the womb, but also an activation of the womb. And it's a daily practice. So in this webinar over the weekend, I'm going to be working in a way that you can practice, you can do it each day and really activate your womb and connect it with the cosmic womb, but down through your pineal gland, through your heart, and into your own womb, lighting with the violet flame coming down and into Mother Earth, holding you. Now, with that, you're completely free. The womb is the feminine brain. So we have the brain, the heart brain, the gut brain, but the womb brain, which is the feminine brain, which is the cosmos. So the feminine brain is connected to the universal consciousness. So the womb of creation, the cosmic womb, which brings in all the cosmic knowledge. So it looks down on your entire existence, on your own life system and your genetics and your whole everything. So it brings in another level of consciousness. What I realize and what I've been working with over the years is every webinar is bringing in different stages of consciousness. For example, when I worked with the reptilian brain, we learned how to turn it off and how to open it. So this was another level of consciousness. So all the webinars were building on each other. So if you feel drawn that your spirit says, okay, I missed that one, I would recommend you to go back through the website and feel what is calling you, because every single one of those webinars have keys for different stages of consciousness to build your system powerful enough to hold the vessel of truth, to hold your own level of consciousness connected to the soul level. So it's working through all the ego. There's nothing wrong with ego, but it's working with all the ego levels of separation, of resentment, of guilt, of shame. So it's working through all these belief systems and denser trauma that we've experienced. So our vessel gets strong. We can hold or embody as much of us vibrationally that the vessel can hold. So, for example, the brain gym webinar I was doing, that was really working with the brain to clear all the subconsciousness of the brain. All the webinars are working with the different systems and working with the brain and working through the organs too. And as I say, they're building blocks. And I was told to share that with you, that it's helping you go through levels. It's almost, see it like an academy. What's on the website is an academy. It's a sacred academy of knowledge, which is me coming in, and I've been channeling it in over the years. And they're all levels of consciousness. So don't feel that you've missed out. They're all on the website. And they're all building blocks, and they will work on different aspects of your soul. So if you imagine the soul like a diamond, and you have different information in every sphere of the diamond, facet of the diamond. So it's building up different layers of facets, so your spirit will develop and grow. On this planet at the moment, with these gifts, we can transform the whole system. We can transform everything. With your ancestors behind you, with Mother Earth with you, with the connection to the cosmic womb. You are the creator, and you can transform the entire system. So you are then in free will and permanently in free will. So you will not be captured. You will be in your own consciousness. You need to get out of the small mind and drop down into the womb, the feminine mind. And this will set you free of all manipulation and programming which is happening on this planet through the social media, through the TV, through everything. So I know I was drawn to share this information, see the webinars like an academy, and they're all different levels that you're going to drop through. So anyone who's been following the webinars and have purchased the webinars, I would say go back on them again and see which ones are calling you, because maybe your spirit wants you to build up the system more, or you're more embodied so you can integrate more. Each of the webinars I do, they're full of keys and activation. So they're clearing, they're activating, and they're building up your system. So as you get out of the way of yourself, your soul will integrate deeper into your system and you will raise your level of consciousness. So as you shut off the old mindsets, which actually were not belong to you, you thought they were you, then you will become clearer and you'll be free to come out of limiting belief systems. The whole thing is limiting belief systems. It's all separation. It's all an illusion. So through the webinars I've been doing, it was teaching you and bringing through different stages so you can clear the density from the system and your subconsciousness so you can be true to yourself. And what is being true to yourself, you will never really know because you're clearing different layers of programming. So as you become clearer and clearer of the levels of programming, you realize there's more there, but you feel more whole. So you're getting closer to yourself. It's like peeling the layers of an onion. And you find that there's more space, more power in your system. You're here on the planet at the moment representing your ancestors. And you chose to be here with what is happening with the splits in these timelines, which is happening at the moment. The creation is supporting us to remember who we are. And it's about stepping into you as a creator and stepping up for you and your ancestors and your children and being divine mother, divine father in your own system, to be a true leader in your system. We have been programmed to believe that we cannot change the system. We can change the entire system. We've been programmed not to be leaders. You are a leader. Every single spirit on this planet is leaders. They just forgot it. So I invite you to go through the webinars, to work dedicated in the webinars. They may feel crazy. They may feel, oh, there's nothing happening, because a lot of them, sometimes it's parts where there's silence. There's something happening in the background. And usually the more resistance towards a webinar means that there's something in there for you. And the old self of you does not want to change, does not want to be set free, because you're stepping into the unknown. Creation is the unknown. So we are not comfortable in the unknown. So we want to stay in the boxes. So I invite you to reset your system, to step into being a creator, to step into being a pioneer, step out of the programming and step into yourself. So there's a full support system within the Academy on the website, which will help you go through the different stages and different levels. And maybe there was a webinar you said, oh, that wasn't for me. Maybe that is the one for you. So often when I'm about to receive a session, I say, no, I'm not ready. It's not the right time. Make all these excuses up because my system doesn't want to change. It makes excuses up. So we get in the way of our evolution. We get in the way of ourselves. Also, the ancestral excuses are different ancestral belief systems block the system and get in the way of ourselves from breaking free into the unknown by being whole. So cosmic womb, for me, is a huge piece of the jigsaw. And it really drops you into truth. And it's interesting how the laws have been changed in the last days in the EU and in the States around freedom of speech. So this is very, very crucial that you stay free and sovereign to your own truth and your own free will and believe in yourself. You have the power to change the entire system. You are much more powerful than you have been programmed to believe. I would say drop into your system, drop into your womb and feel it. You will remember who you are. When we worked with the divine feminine, divine masculine, I had a lot of feedback from people saying, I was looking for this all my life. Because you know that the feminine and the masculine was out of balance when the witch hunts went on. So it's about going back, release the altars between you and creation, and remember you are the goddess, you are the creator, and you can change the entire system. You don't need anything from the outside to change the system. You have everything within you. It's only a matter of clearing the blockages, clearing the belief systems and the subconsciousness, and stepping into your truth and believing in yourself. And don't be afraid to look at your shadow. The deeper you go into the shadow, the higher you go. This is a huge thing in the spiritual community. The deeper you go into your shadow, the deeper and higher you go. So don't be fooled by false positive thinking. I believe in positive thinking affirmations, but they do not work if you haven't accepted what is in the system. It's very important to accept what is in your system. That has not been heavy. If there's heaviness in you, you need to accept this heaviness in you. And when you accept it without judgment, then creation takes over the system and will transform it. If there's hatred in you, you need to accept it. If there's manipulation in it, accept it and allow creation, the divine, the codes of creation, Fibonacci codes will transform it for you. But first is to accept everything without judgment. The minute you go to judgment, you're in separation and you're playing the games again of separation. So I believe in you. It's a journey we're here on. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. And be brave, courageous. See yourself like an artist, creating a new picture of yourself, of your life, and living it in a true way, resonating to your truth like no one else. I'm not carrying your cross for you. You need to work on your own cross and release it. Nobody's going to carry it for you. Christ consciousness is within you. No one's coming to save you. Christ consciousness is within you. And the power is within you to set your system and your whole genetics free. Enjoy it. It's a time to be free, and you can do it. And it's time to step off the fence. Enjoy.